and gentlemen, can we please rise up as we welcome His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, GCON, into our midst. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. The next Nigeria President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Waziri Adamawa, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999-2007. You're most welcome, sir. Can we please
arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's called obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
thank you of the Advisory Council of TEECOM. Without wasting much of our time,
Your Excellency, you have here gathered some of the people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that we attained part of the victory that was recorded during the just concluded National Convention of the People's Democratic Party. We had the opportunity to consult and tap from the wisdom, phantom of wisdom, experience of some of these people that are gathered there, and there are also the younger ones that were on the road that went in the first round of tour on behalf of Your Excellency. The purpose of this evening's get together is basically to say a very big thank you, to show how appreciative our leader, our president in waiting is in saying that after all the efforts that he would like to meet with all of us here gathered now, and those that are not present, whom we are representing, to say a big thank you that is appreciative of your efforts. The challenges have just begun. We have just crossed the #1 rubric. There is no gainsaying that we all have to raise up our sleeves, prepare ourselves very, very clearly for the next phase, which will be the general elections. I have been receiving quite a lot of messages from people who want to be part of the campaign at one level or the other. Let me state emphatically that whilst we appreciate the contributions of everybody, it is necessary to drum home that elections are not won in Abuja. They are won at the polling unit level. Since we all love Waziri Atiku Abubakar, since we have all demonstrated our commitment to ensuring that Waziri Atiku Abubakar becomes the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we can only translate and transform that to reality from our polling unit level. I had had the cause to explain to members of the support groups that the support groups are not Abuja based. If I'm not mistaken, we have over 7,000 people who claim they are supporters of the Atiku vision. You did extremely well in the way to attaining the goal of the first stage, that is the primaries. You are present in every state that we went to. Alhaji bin Abbas, who was very, very instrumental to a lot of those organizations I have not seen here this evening. But all the other support groups also worked. So we must all try. Any person that is coming as a support group member, we want to see them at their polling unit levels. We'll be looking for you. There is no need to come to Abuja. In point of fact, I believe that what the party may likely come up with is a very, very lean structure at the top, and more work will be done at the polling unit level. But Waziri will himself express his appreciation to you in his words. We don't want to keep him here for too long because it has been a very, very tight schedule for him all these weeks, and particularly today when he has had to work. But because of his commitment, he decided to still, in spite of the very tight schedules, come and share a few minutes with us. So I want to urge you, as the owners, as the people that can actually claim to own Waziri, maybe not more than every other Nigerian, but we own him, to make the sacrifices to appreciate. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, you are most sincerely welcome. I pray that God Almighty, for those that have traveled all the way, God will see you through. There may be one or two issues that we may raise with Waziri during the course of this conversation, our interaction with him this evening. Well, please let us keep it brief. Let us make it snappy so that he can at least go and rest. Thank you very much. God bless you. Welcome.
The foundation per se started September 2022, which was laid by His Excellency Atiku Abubakar himself. 2021, by visiting all sitting governors. And after that, the superstructure came, which was led by our chairman, Dr. Raymond Dopesi. We started from the southwest. We began with 7 members: Dr. Raymond Dopesi, Ambassador Ibrahim Mesule, Dr. Parakasani, Comrade Oladimeji Fabiyi, Alhaji Ado Dati, Ambassador Bin Aliyu Abbas, and myself. And as time went on, we graduated to 21 members. We taught the whole 37 states of the Federation, Abuja inclusive. We were John the Baptist, the forerunner, before the main savior comes. So we went around all the states of the Federation selling our sellable candidates. There are some products that are not sellable, but our own absolutely sellable and buyable. So we went around, we intimate everybody in this country about the coming political messiah who will bail Nigeria out of the incarceration we find ourselves. There was a particular day we were leaving Kebbi for Oka, and I told my chairman, I will tell Ogao that we cannot leave Kebbi at this particular time and pass through Sanfara. He said, Jide, I will give you a presidential suit. when a 71-year-old man is talking, somebody who is just crawling in his 60s will have to follow suit. I said, okay, that is right. And we left for 26 hours. We arrived Oka the second day. And immediately we arrived, I called our principal, who is always taking care of others. I said, sir, we are just arriving Oka. He said, Excellency, from where? I said, from Kebbi. If you had told me, I would have stopped it. I said, thank God we didn't tell you. So that is how God helped us. There are some itches, but the itches were surmountable. I want to sincerely seize this opportunity to thank High Chief Dr. Raymond Dopesi, who actually supervised the superstructure. There is no crack, there is no differential failure, everything went well. But a house is not finished until the finishing is accomplished. We have just finished the superstructure. We need to roof the house so that it will not be beaten by rain. We need to decorate the house. And the decoration for the house is that our candidate must win the election. Not only winning the election, must be sworn in. There is difference between winning an election and swearing in the candidate. In 2019, we won, but we were not sworn in. But this time around, because of the future of the youth, some of us that are young boys, we need to work hard. I am the leader of the youth. So, by the special grace of God, our work has just started. No matter how solid the foundation is, no matter how solid the superstructure is, if the finishing is bad, nobody will know that the house is beautiful. So now we have to put our heads together. We have to go to our polling booths. We have to go to our wards. We have to go to our local governments. We have to go to our states. We have to make contact with everybody so that we can win this election. And when the election is won, it is our duty that there must be an announcement for the winner, who is Atiku Abubakar. And we must also be on our feet until sworn in May 29, 2023. I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of this success. And that is the reason why we say you should come, so that we can see our principal. A lot of you are reading about him in the newspaper, but today you have seen him face to face. Just like my brother always say, he's a man with NAFDAC number. Anywhere you mention his name, he's sellable. Begin to sell Atiku Abubakar in every nook and corner of this country. And by the special grace of God, success is ours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Your Excellency, sir, before...
First, of course, I will start with thanking God, the Almighty, who brought everybody safe to Abuja and also spared our lives to witness this day and this occasion. After that, I would like to seize this opportunity to express my very profound, sincere appreciation to members of this organization for their individual and collective support, which actually resulted to our winning the ticket of our great party, the PDP. I really don't think, even if I tell you how much grateful I am, I still feel maybe I am not grateful enough until I have the opportunity to reward you for your contributions and also your loyalty. What I mean here is that
even the God who created us, He gave us life, He gave us everything, still said, if you worship me, I will reward you. So not to talk of we mortals. So I really feel that no matter how I express myself, I would not have expressed myself to the extent that all what I look for was success and how I can reward that success. Thank God we are dealing with a leader who is very experienced, who has the profile of each and every member of this advisory council, and who at the point can always make that available to us whenever we get to the stage where each and every one of us can be rewarded for his support and work. Let me also say that we have just crossed the first hurdle. We just won the nomination. Winning the nomination is not winning the election. The ultimate prize is winning the election. Whatever we may want to do for ourselves or do for this country, we will not be able to do that unless we win the election. So let us now shift our attention and our work towards the next stage, of the process of the elections. Last night, Dr. Raymond and myself attended a meeting convened by the chairman of the party. And we were briefed on how the party would want to see this year's or next year's election, conducted. And that was what he started with. That we are not going to have a top-heavy campaign structure like we used to have, but we are going to have a lean-heavy, or rather lean campaign structure at the top, but putting more emphasis on the polling units or polling booths to the wards, and to the local government and the states, because that eventually where the real action is. Yes, we do appreciate and we want support groups because they are all the members are young men and women who we want to see either gainfully employed or have businesses to run so that they can have a good future for themselves and for this country. But their responsibility or their energies should be directed at the polling unit, making sure that all our supporters turn out to vote and making sure that they vote properly and making sure that the votes are counted and also making sure that the votes are correctly and accurately recorded and transmitted. Believe me, if we do that, we would have won the election, hands down. So I think this election, this time around, looks like it is going to be upside down or down upside, I don't know. Or down up. So I want to make this very, very clear, to you. Don't think because you are not in Abuja, we are not aware of what you are doing at your unit or your ward or your local government. First and foremost, we have your record, and we can assign you responsibilities at your unit, and so on and so forth. So I think when you come to your strategy session, you should try and see what kind of input can you make to Dr. Pesi, which he will in turn present at the next meeting. I think they said in the next 2 weeks or 2 weeks. So this is what, as of today, INEC has extended the period of registration, right? Again, we have a responsibility to make sure that those who have not registered in our various units are persuaded to register. I know many Nigerians have lost faith in government, particularly this government, and even the democratic process itself. I've had several young men calling me all over the country that they won their primaries and the results were changed or swapped and so on and so forth. And I keep on telling them that in politics in this country, it's not always, the first attempt that you get what you want to. In fact, in life generally, I always give example of myself, which I did here some time ago. To be able to be elected governor of my state, I ran 4 times. Every time, for one reason or the other, it was of course the military, and I was not their best of friend. They will always find a reason to disqualify me, and so on and so forth. So a political career is just like any other career. You don't get to the top when you start from the bottom. And it's not always the case you start from the top. If you start from the top, then you will be going down. So it is always better to start from bottom up. Then you face challenges, and you have expectations, you have hopes, and that keeps life, exciting. So I also want you to take an interest at your various local governments, wards, and polling units to make sure those who have not registered or those who have not collected their voting cards are persuaded to collect them. That better days are coming. The fact that we have a completely ineffective government that has recorded the worst since our return to democracy, does not mean that we don't have hope, in the future. So I also want you to play a role in that. Fortunately, from the zone I come from, a group of, most of them, young businessmen have seized the initiative, and they call themselves the Northeast Business Communities for Atiku. What they are doing today in the Northeast is more than what the party can do itself. They are collecting their own money in every polling unit. They are having at least 20 people, canvassers, they have agents, they are training them, everything they are doing. And I understand the Northwestern business communities have even invited the Northeast business communities to go to the Northwest and also teach them how, they install the system that is in the Northeast. But every zone has its own peculiarities. So based on the peculiarities of your zone, This is something you could consider and see how would it be implemented in your respective. It cannot be done in a zone, you can think of your state. If not in your state, you can think of your local government and ward. No amount of engagement is too small. Even if you can do it at your own unit level, will be very, very appreciative. Because it is going to show the results of the election. And we will be more than grateful to you for doing that, and will reward you tremendously. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I really hope we don't disband this forum, because this is the foundation of our success at the primaries. I believe it is also going to be a factor in the forthcoming elections. And therefore, well, yes, we have won the primaries, we are the candidate of the party, but this is the mother of the candidate. So we will wait for the party. Of course, we are all part of the party's processes now in trying to set up the structure for the elections. But I can assure you that the fact that we have, or we are going to have, what I call a unified structure for the party, it doesn't mean that TEECOM is going to go away. This is my belief. So after we do their own there, we'll come here and do our own here too. So let me once again thank you very much indeed for your services, both individually, collectively, and as a group, as a TEECOM, and to say that the work has just begun. It has just begun, and the culmination of our responsibilities is after we would have won the elections and we are sworn in. It's not only Atiku that is going to be sworn in, all of us are going to be sworn in. By the grace of God. So once again, I thank you most profoundly for your support, for your loyalty, for your dedication, and I look forward to your continuous contributions to the success of these elections for our great party and for our country. It is this party that has ushered democracy in this country. We should lead to restore and improve our democratic processes. So once again, thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
Mr. Engineer.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. For the vote of thanks, Your Excellency, sir, with your permission.
The elected president, those are the people that we're competing with. Therefore, like Mr. President said, when we finish the cooking, the sharing will be equitable. But let's cook first. And that is the whole issue where we come in. A friend of mine, distinguished Senator Ningi, who has made himself a permanent parliamentarian, Today entered my brain and said so many things. Please bring your passion into this thing. Bring your love into this thing. Bring your extreme commitment and your compelling passion into this campaign so that we can win. We have to win this election. Believe me, it's been over 3 years I've been saying this. May God forbid that if we lose 2023, the PDP is gone. Many of us, whether we are ready to be retired, will have been tired. So this is our responsibility this time around, the next 6 months, and many people think that is a long time. It is not. Today we are already in the middle of June. Very soon, we will start talking of the election proper. And please, try to understand the process so that you can understand what you need to do in your polling unit, in your ward, in your local government. Most especially, let us try to learn from this business community of Northeast for Atiku. Because that is something we can have. Madam was showing me the League of Women Voters that is national. So each one of us, whether professional or occupational or friendship, let's organize properly and go. And let me make a special appeal to the women. You have more commitment in terms of politics than most of the men. You are the ones who will enter the houses and bring out the women. I have seen in polling units where if the husband wanted something done, the wife wanted something done, and the wife won by making sure that her husband did what she wanted. No. She didn't threaten him to go home. No. She didn't threaten him. But she made him do what she wanted him to do. So please, we must pay more attention and we need to bring out the people. Many new things have been put now in the election processes that we need to understand and appreciate and let out people. You know, many of our people are illiterate. Many of them will come and put and then fold the paper and then they will call it invalid. So please, let us appreciate that and do the right thing. And we must, as individuals, we have the honor, like the chairman TEECOM said, to be the honors of President Atiku. So it means more is expected of us than the people out there. We need to go and organize properly, and the result will show. Yesterday I had an opportunity to show somebody the result of 2019 election, which won him to my argument on a particular issue. So please, that too will show. Yes, your effort may not be commensurate with the result, but let the result show that you have done very well. I thank you very much for this opportunity.
For your success at the convention. It's made us feel so high and so proud, and it encourages us to carry on. I want to thank you in particular for the prominence you gave to women through the work of the director delegates. I remember a discussion on that subject, and I'm glad that you held on to keeping her as director of delegates, because I think she performed excellently, and we are proud of her. I also remember a presentation she made on the eve of the convention. And it was just to the figure, the last figure. She gave us 347 and something like that, and we were going to have 50-something%, and we were comfortable, but we were to try and top it up. And so whether or not we had anybody stepping down, we could still have made it. So congratulations. I'm emphasizing this because it shows you how dedicated the women can be. And in actual fact, thank you, Chief Servant, for emphasizing that the women are very vital in this. The women are in every polling unit, they are everywhere, and they are all prepared to work. And we want to ask that as we move forward, you involve them more and more. I'm glad you have faith in them, and we will continue to look up to you to incorporate the women, and we assure you of our commitment in this whole project until we get to the villa. Congratulations once again.
Youth leaders, why won't one of you contest for the president? Why are we still following the senior generations? And I told them that there are two ways to youth presidency. One way is to confront the senior generations and they will outcompete you. Yeah. Because they have more money, they have more experience, they have more networks and contacts. The second option, which is the shortcut, is to follow them, support them. That way, we can partner together and become partners in progress, in building this nation. And that way, we get closer to the presidency. And we found in Atiku Abubakar that kind of transition, that kind of bridge that would usher us to a youth presidency in Nigeria. And that's why we want to prove to the senior generation that we are ready to take over. We will commit in this campaign and we will be instrumental and a very powerful factor to the emergence of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar as the President of Nigeria 2023. And that's why we are now organizing ourselves. We are organizing plans on how to manage the young people throughout the country. Because elections is about managing human and financial resources. And these are some of the lessons we have to learn. And that's where we are coming as young people. We have never been organized as we are in this election. And we never had this kind of chance like we're having it now. It's never been likely as it is today. I want to congratulate you in advance, the President of Nigeria 2023. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
To inclusion of young people. But sincerely speaking, the team that His Excellency has now is incredible. I want to thank you.
Let's keep going at advance.
I thought you were not going to congratulate because since I won, I didn't see you.
Don't worry, you'll be given a copy. Turn around, madam, he's coming. Turn around.
Ambassador. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, good to see you. When they call you, I will look like this. Really? Yeah.